hosting or is Mike hosting?
No, I'm hosting.
Okay. Thank you. All right, I'll call this meeting to order at 7:11. We do have a quorum, so we will have a quick roll call vote. Mike,
Mike Naughton here.
Karen,
Karen here.
Christy,
Christy here.
Steve,
Steve's here.
Deb, Loomer,
Yeah, here.
Bill,
Here.
Deb, OT,
Yep, I'm here.
Lynn,
Lynn Reynolds.
Greg,
Here.
and Alan. Genovese present. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's perfect. Thank you. So just this is being streamed, right, Greg?
It's being recorded, yes.
It's being recorded.
We may get, we're gonna get shut out in about however many minutes. It'll give us a 10-minute heads up. I'm sorry for
Okay.
that. I mean, it's a licensed account. I have no idea why it's limiting.
Okay.
it to 40 minutes.
So Greg, if that happens, can people just go to the agenda and hit it again and we come back on?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is being held via Zoom in accordance with the acts relative to the extended certain state of emergency accommodation signed into law March 3rd, 2023. The public is welcome to watch. In the event that our online access is we're having technical difficulties, this meeting will continue to proceed. So let's move right on to the agenda. Minutes. We were fortunate. I think we have the April 4th minutes that were sent out. People had a chance to review them. Do people want to make any? Well, I'll entertain a motion and to. Well, why don't I'll do it a little differently. Let's. Any comments on the minutes or amendments? Greg?
Yeah, I don't think they're in their final form yet.
Okay.
Jennifer wanted to go back and do another review of them. That was my understanding, and she has not sent a sort of final version of them. That was my understanding of the email thread that we had. I don't know if anyone read it differently, but
Okay.
so
And,
I think we can table them till next time.
Yep. So let's pass over those. We'll table them until the next meeting. Update on teacher meetings.
Can I make some comments?
Yes.
Because I wasn't clear. I got 2 emails from Jennifer. The first one said, here's a link to a Google Doc. And I looked at that and it clearly didn't seem to be in what we would consider a final form. I got a second email with an attached Word document. And it wasn't clear to me that she thought there was still work to do on the minutes. But I do have some suggestions for that Word document. Basically, the first one is that the meeting participants are listed at the beginning.
Mike, can
Yes.
you hold those then since she's not here and we have a different impression that she's going to be working on them or reviewing them? And is
Sure.
it possible that because that was a live document, could you send your suggestions directly to her? And I think she's looking at, is she reviewing the meeting online, right? Or she's looking at the recording, Greg? Is that how she's doing this?
Yeah, she was taking the notes as we were meeting. As opposed to what I do, which is I record it and then go back and take the minutes afterward with the record.
Does it make sense to have anyone that had a chance to look at them to do what Mike is suggesting and just send their comments directly to her, only her, for her to take under advisement? Or
I think that's okay. I think I'm not comfortable making moving on this just because she's not here, and it's kind of her first or second time doing it. So, I think we just to give her some, constructive feedback, I think is okay. And if Mike wants to do that, directly, I think that's okay. And then we can revisit it at the next meeting. If that's okay. That's sort of my take on this.
Mike, are you okay with that, Mike?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay, so we'll pass over it, and if you have a chance to, review them and pass on any feedback that you have, that you feel will clarify things or accurately represent something that had transpired. All right, moving right to the letter to the parents. Just a couple of quick things. So the process was that I did a first draft of the letter just to get something down on paper for people to take a look at. And then I received feedback from Mary and from Deb, and I don't remember if I had Karen's, but I received some feedback. And I think Deb, Lou, you received that feedback as well. So what I did was I took the feedback, redid draft 2, and included that. And then I guess I got feedback from Mary, so I included that as well. And then I sent out draft 3 to Deb and said, okay, I'm done. In terms of, I did an initial and I took feedback that I heard from people. I passed the torch to Deb. She so graciously accepted it. And so from here, on, she's coordinating this. In the meantime, Karen had looked at it and thought it might be a little bit too much for parents, and maybe a bullet list might be more helpful. So she put a revision of the letter in a different format, in a little different approach, and she sent that to me, and we had a conversation today a little bit about it. And so she also sent it to Deb and I think the other 3 to take a look at. So where we are now is you're coordinating a meeting, or they are, to figure out what that final letter would look like. Deb recently, when we were just starting this meeting, suggested that since we have folks together, it might make sense to spend a little bit of time, but this isn't a real long agenda, to hear what people's feedback might be and see what you would like to do. So if that makes sense, Deb, and we can pull that and have Greg or somebody put that up, then if that's the wish of the board, then we could do that. So I'll kind of turn that over to you, Deb, to find out what the pleasure of the board is and how you want to handle that.
Yeah, I don't know how many people saw the letter that came out today from Karen.
Only people who were charged with revising. That's it.
All right, so Deb, we should focus then. Let's just focus not on the teacher one. Let's focus on the parent one, because we had some updates to that. And if you want to get feedback from the parent one, that's probably closer to maybe being done. The teacher one will go, I think, a little bit quicker.
I haven't seen the parent one. Where the hell is that?
Where the hell is it? I'll put it up for you.
Greg's got it.
No, I came here to talk about the teacher one. I got a whole page of edits there.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I can put this one up.
Okay,
Well,
so
we can do the teacher one too, Bill.
Greg, do you have the revised one that Karen did in the bullet format?
I don't know. I can go back. This is the one
I think I sent it to you.
All right, hold on, let me find it.
Would be today.
Okay.
The differences was that, just to give you an update, is Alan had it more in paragraph form, slightly longer explanations. Karen thought that it was long for the parents to read through, and that bullet might make an easier format for parents to look at. There we go. I don't know if you want to go about it as you scroll down. I can tell you one of the big differences that I saw was that Alan put in an explanation of why this has taken a little bit longer than we had anticipated. And it was because, and he didn't name the PTO, but he explained briefly that one of the PTOs thought that we were a politically motivated group,
Oh, geez.
and
Oh.
that
I don't think I used those words.
No, he didn't use those words, and he did say PTOs in his letter.
Since I haven't seen his letter, it doesn't matter to compare him to me. That's just one
okay, so
statement.
you haven't seen the other letter.
I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Jeez.
Mm.
But anyway, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead with this
it was
letter.
just
I'll
one-
look at one at a time.
Alan's letter mentioned about the did not say Northfield, the PTO that thought it was political, and that's why we were going through these schools. And Karen's letter didn't mention that at all.
Oh, yeah,
And
I'm with Bill. We're looking at this thing on the screen, right? That's the only thing I've seen.
this is Karen's.
Okay. So talking about other versions that I haven't seen is meaningless to me. If we want to change this, fine. But this is what we're looking at.
Would it make sense, Bill? I'm going to ask you, since would it make sense if we put the original letter on, you take a look at it, and then decide, because now you go to a streamlined version of it and decide which one makes the most sense and which ones you want to spend time editing.
That's a hard question to answer, since I would need to read the things, not just glance at it. And I came here based on today's email, prepared to talk about the teacher's letter, which is all I'm thinking of. So anyway, we'll just go with what you guys want to do. I certainly agree. Trying to contrast Karen's letter to yours without ever seeing it is just a waste of time.
And I will say, Karen writes well, and I don't know why we're spending any time talking about a letter that she's looked at and is trying to make more user friendly. And to me, it looks better than the teacher letter, which I didn't find helpful. Sorry, Alan. So
Okay.
good job, Karen.
Oh, well,
And,
thank you.
Let's
you.
just focus on the letter that's in front of us.
Okay, go
Which
for it.
which is the teacher one or the parent one?
The parent one.
It's on the screen.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. Cat, go away.
People can let me know when you're ready to move to the next page.
Yes.
There's not much left.
And then there'd be a schedule at the bottom of where the, when and where the, in the times that those would be scheduled. So it'd be a schedule at the bottom.
All right, Energy's power, all right.
I would maybe just say who Mary is, that, you know, we called her a educational consultant, or I don't know, whatever her title is.
Facilitator.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Right.
was saying Mary brought it from Connecticut is kind of broad. A lot of people
It
from
doesn't matter
Connecticut.
where she's from. We just want to know what her
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
her
does she
role
have
is.
a name for her consulting practice?
I don't think so, but you could say we contracted with
Educational consultant,
with
Mary
a
Broderick.
facilitator.
Facilitator, it's a facilitator, not
Okay,
a,
facilitator, that's fine.
I know that, I feel that it was added Connecticut to help fortify the fact that she's independent.
That's the, yeah, it's just
I-
that, yeah, Alan had it, the Connecticut part later in the
Right.
sentence, that's all. It was there, yeah.
And I would just put educational facilitator, not just plain facilitator.
I just put a professional facilitator from Connecticut to conduct these meetings.
Yeah, because she does superintendent searches. She does a lot of things. She facilitates a lot of meetings, including school committee meetings.
Right, but are they all educational? Is that her expertise? I mean,
Yes,
okay, then we should put educational.
Yeah.
because There could be facilitators for all sorts of Stop and Shop union workers, nurses, facilitators.
Oh, God, help me, no.
She's in the education business, then she's an educational professional facilitator.
That's right.
I have one thing I'd like to comment on at the beginning of this thing. When you talk about the original plan, Gillen, Montague, Pioneer Valley Regional Schools as the centerpiece. The
Oh.
centerpiece is not the two districts. The centerpiece is the potential for a new district.
Okay, again,
Those are the components
right,
of a
I
centerpiece.
agree. Those were Alan's words.
No,
Um,
I understand. That's one of my points that I had on
Okay.
my paper is I
All
would
right.
change centerpiece
Yep,
to
Yep.
component.
okay,
That's the rest of it. I have to say, Karen, you think somewhat similar to myself in putting things more positive and in the present tense and moving from there.
no, thank you.
so can we edit that? Bill, how did you want that to read? You remove the centerpiece, or what did you want? How did you want
I
that
would
to
say,
read?
I would just say those two school districts are the components.
Mhm.
Just nobody, the centerpiece is the potential for a new region.
Right, right.
How about saying forming a new regional school district by combining Gil Montague and Pioneer Valley?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. By combining. Okay, I'm writing this down.
So am I.
Thank you. It's good
Put
to
it
have.
right
All
Put
right,
it right
and
in
then
the
just,
document. It's
Yeah.
fine.
and Jen, put an S after the word districts.
Right. Mhm.
Go ahead.
So we
I
good
would
with,
say, I would say your role as a parent or / guardian is very, in this process, is very important,
Where?
right
Well,
there.
Okay,
Did I spell that right? That doesn't look right.
Water.
All right.
Looks okay.
All right.
Or I don't even like very important. I don't like varies. I would just say is crucial.
Right.
excellent.
Why not?
Good.
Extra water.
Someone needs to be muted.
I don't know who it is. Somebody's laughing, having a good time, you know?
Alan,
We need
Yep.
more.
and I'm not sure exactly where, but and they could be right there when we talk about their role. Their role should be as an advocate for the best education of their student. And I think that somewhere in here, that's not exactly stated, that the purpose is to improve the education. And I think we really need to focus on that piece of it. You know, it may affect your students' education choices in the next 3 or 4 years. Once again, I think we seem to have wanted to focus on this is what's in the best interest of the student's education. And I think we talk about a lot what's happened and so forth. Our purpose remains, you know.
Hey, Deb, I don't